Welcome to the 1 year anniversary of Feel Better with Lorin. I'm Lorin. Thanks for joining me. Now, maybe you're wondering, why is this guy still going after a year? And I ask myself that all the time. But you know, it's uncanny. Whenever I want to stop, whenever I feel like it's silly what I'm doing, or I shouldn't be doing this, or I don't have the right to do this, I'll get a DM or a text or a voicemail out of the blue, or I'll randomly see someone on the street that I haven't seen for a while or haven't met before, and they'll encourage me to keep going. And I'm not selling any secrets to the universe here. I don't have any, and I'm not selling anything. But there's one thing that I have learned over this past year, that no matter what your physical level, maybe you're an athlete, or maybe you've got some really strong physical challenges. It doesn't matter what your state of mind is. Maybe you feel great or really low or happy or sad or just okay. If you spend a little bit of time every single day joining your body and your mind, using your breath, you will feel better. So thanks for joining me. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for telling your friends. I appreciate it. Let's keep feeling better together. Welcome to the 1 year anniversary of Feel Better with Lorin. My challenge this year is I'm going to keep on pushing myself to get better and more flexible, and keep on joining my body and my brain with my breath. Let's start at the back of our mat or our space, on our knees or whatever's comfortable, and we'll get rid of all that stale air, that residual air in our lungs, breathing in through our nose and then out through our mouth, pushing it all out so it gets replaced with the good clean stuff. And then after that, we keep breathing in and out through our nose. It's called an ujjayi breath, which is like fogging up a mirror, but with your mouth closed. Sort of a restrained breathing on the back of your throat. So I'm going to sit on my knees, whatever's comfortable for you though, and in through your nose and out through your mouth. Now let's keep on breathing in and out through your nose. Now, we do diaphragmatic breathing, breathing through your diaphragm, but I also try to fill your entire cavity with air. So you're sort of breathing just really efficiently. You're not straining with your shoulders, you're not straining with anywhere, but your entire body gets filled with air. And when you breathe through your nose, it concentrates the nitrous oxide in theory. So let's just find here, I'm going to go onto my toes just so I can stretch out my feet while I'm doing this. And just take a few breaths in and out through our nose right now, just to get ourselves centered, to feel how we're feeling. Now let's put our hands in front of us, the eyes of our elbows facing forward, and we'll just warm up our wrists a little bit. So as we breathe in, we go forward and maybe make some circles, come back and stretch our feet on the way back, and forward around in circles. Nothing hurts here on our wrist. Everything feels good. Now go the circles the other way. Now, our knees apart, our feet where they are. You can either untuck your toes. I'm going to keep them going and sort of do a variation of lion, which is sort of pushing back and sort of supporting yourself. I'm going to untuck my toes and just go back even further. And that will stretch out my wrists and my forearms a little bit. You can do a little bit of movement if that feels good. And last breath. Inhale. Put your toes sort of in line with your shoulders. And we're going to go to rooster, which is our hands behind and onto our head and push up. Now more inhale in. And exhale up to tabletop. Your wrists underneath your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips. And we'll just do a little bit of cat-cow. So drop your belly as far as you can for cow. And your head tilts up as far as it can. And then exhale, push all the way out as far as you can to cat. Separate your shoulder blades, tuck your tailbone. Then inhale back to cow. Exhale to cat. Inhale to cow. Exhale to cat. Let's do one more. Inhale and try to really drop your belly. Really loosen up your lower back. Put your head up as high as you can. And then exhale to cat again. Then we'll go back to tabletop. Now we'll do unbalanced table. So your right arm is going to go forward and your left leg is going to go back. So inhale, your right arm forward, your left hand back. If you can't do both, that's okay too. Just do one of them if you can. Or you can keep doing some cat-cows. And then slowly bring your elbow up to your shoulder height if you can, and your knee up to your hips, and it will hold that. Keep breathing through your nose. Now let's just move with your breath for a couple times. So inhale, exhale, straight. Inhale, exhale, straight. And one more. Inhale, exhale, straight. Go back down to tabletop, and we'll do the other side. So inhale, your arm goes out nice and straight. Your back leg goes straight. Just hold and balance there for a few moments. Get your equilibrium. Everything's engaged. Your butt's engaged, but nothing's straining here. Now inhale and put them to the side. So your knee up as high as your hip, your elbow as high as your shoulder, and hold that. Now inhale straight. Exhale to the side. Inhale straight. Exhale side. Inhale straight. Exhale side. And back to tabletop. Now from here, it's a quick move your arms forward to plank. We'll tidy ourselves up here with your hips about the same height as your shoulders. Once you're balanced, we're going to move forward on our toes as far as we can and slowly, as slow as you possibly can, go down into the ground, and we'll go into Sphinx. Your elbows stay close to your chest. Untuck your toes, and then up to Sphinx. And that's your elbows below your shoulders. Your butt is good and flexed, so it helps with your bend in your back. If you want to go up to seal pose here, you can straighten your arms, keep your shoulders away from your ears. Your head is still relaxed. Your butt is nice and engaged though, especially if you're pushed out for seal. We'll just hold this for a few breaths. Last inhale in, and exhale slowly down to the ground. Put your forehead on your forearms. Just move your hips back and forth a little tiny bit, just so nothing's locked up. Now we're going to go into half frog. So our left arm at a 45-degree angle in the front. Our right leg bends. Our right arm goes back. And then push up out of your shoulder here. So you're getting a stretch and a twist. And if you can if you're flexible enough that you can put your fingers pointing down towards your butt, that's even better, of which I cannot. Last breath in. Let go of your foot slowly. Everything goes down. Your left arm goes out to the side. Your right leg goes bent. We're just going to push back and roll over there. Stretching your shoulder. You get a little twist in your back. Just hold there for a few breaths. Last inhale in. And exhale back. Last onto your forearms. And then half frog on the other side. So your right arm at 45-degree angle. Your left arm reaches behind to grab your foot. Push up out of your shoulder. So you're twisting and you're getting a good flex on your quad. And again, you don't want to strain yourself, so you don't want to hurt yourself here. You can even just push it. You don't have to involve your leg if you don't want to. You can just push up out of your elbow. You can do a bit more Sphinx. You can just reach around and keep your left arm holding your left foot for a quad stretch. Last breath in. You let go of everything slowly. And your right arm goes out. Your left leg bends. And you push over that way. If you want to make this more intense, you can do a cactus with your arm so it's pointing up above you. And inhale and roll back over. And you rock your hips back and forth again, so we're not locking anything up. Everything wants to keep moving. And now we're going to push ourselves back up to child's pose, so our big toes go close together, our knees go far apart, our hips go and sit on our heels, and our forehead goes to the ground, or as much as you can. But maybe you're up like on your knees. Maybe that gives you a little stretch. We're just getting a stretch in our shoulders, we're getting a stretch in our hips, and we're relaxing our back. Last breath in. We're going to tuck our toes and we're going to go into a bent leg downward dog. So inhale, exhale, tuck your toes, and we're going to keep our knees really bent. Keep a nice straight line from our wrists to our hips. We're going to stretch that out. This is where that grippy mat would be on my face. Now, right leg goes straight back. Up onto our left toe and hold up your right leg to your chest as much as you can. Push away from the ground. Separate your shoulder blades. And then inhale. Step your leg between your hands and rise up to a crescent lunge. So 90 degree on your front leg with your feet pointed in just a little bit and as low as you can with your back leg to the ground and your hands above your head. Engaged. Tuck your tailbone. There should be balance. It should be engaging. And inhale, your left hand goes forward and your right arm goes back, using your torso to twist. And then you're going to windmill your arms into warrior two, 45 degree on your back leg, as much as a 90 degrees you can get on your front. Looking out over your middle finger. And reverse that. Arch your hand over. You can see it. I can't go back as much as you can probably. And then straighten your front leg. And we're going to go back and straight and stretch at our into a spider lunge, but a high version. You should feel a good stretch inside your leg here. And it's taking a lot of weight on your back knee. Inhale to the front of the mat. Hands go down. Back to plank. And back to that bent legged downward dog. Inhale, your left leg goes back. And up on your right foot. And your left leg to your chest. Everything's engaged. Push away from the ground. Tuck your tailbone. And inhale and try to step your foot gracefully between your hands, which I have a problem with. into crescent lunge on the other side. 90-degree in your front, your toes facing in a little bit, your back knee going down as low as it can, your hands above you, tailbone tucked, everything's engaged. Last breath in, your right arm forward, your left arm back for a twist. Windmill your arms, warrior two on this side. Looking out over your middle finger if you can. Maybe you can't. Stay nice and straight, tailbone tucked, as close to 90 on the front, your toes facing in, 45-ish on the back, and then back, and then back to a spider lunge on the other side, a high version. Your weight takes in your right foot, your left foot's off the ground, and you're feeling that stretch in here. I find it's a lot of weight for your back. Last inhale in, and then forward to plank. Plant your hands to plank, and then back to that bent leg. Downward dog. Now here, we're going to walk forward into that squat, but you can also try and jump. That's what I'm going to do, which took me a long time to do. And do a nice squat on the front here. Push your triceps into your knees to push them out a little bit. Keep your back nice and straight. Last inhale in. Plant your hands. Raise your butt in the air. Slowly rolling all the way up. Hands over your head, behind you. Kick out your hips. Last breath in. And into that prayer position. Take a moment, make sure that your feet are hip distance apart. You're super balanced in this pose. Your thumbs touch your sternum and are about the same height as your elbows. And inhale up. And exhale. Do a forward fold. Let's hold on to our elbows and let yourself fall down as much as you can. Keep your legs straight. So you feel a good stretch behind. Stay focused. Keep breathing in and out through your nose. Inhale. Your arms go back behind you. And this becomes a seal fold. Last inhale in. to a forward fold. Inhale to a halfway lift, to a forward fold, to a halfway lift, and then we're going to squat down and roll back into a reverse tabletop. Your hands and your feet all pointing the same direction. You're going to push up out of your heels, everything engaged. Your head's wherever you want it to be. Just stay here for a few moments. Keep your focus, keep breathing through your nose. Last inhale in. And exhale, keep your hands and your feet where they are. Your hips drop down by your heels. And then you inhale. Straighten your arms as much as you can. And exhale, sink as low as you can. Inhale. Straighten your arms as much as you can. Exhale. Sink as much as you can. Last one. Inhale. And exhale as deep as you can. Inhale. Put your arms forward as far as they can. Just stay here and just stretch out ourselves the other way. Shifting back so don't kick the plant over. And inhale, and then back up to boat. So I go my shins parallel to the floor, my toes all engaged, my hands engaged, my shoulders not rounded if I can, my shoulders away from my ears, and obviously your core nice and engaged. If you need to put your feet down, you can. If you want to put your hands down and keep your feet up, you can. And last one, we'll go to low boat. Feet stay off the ground. Your core is engaged, your hands engaged, your shoulders off the ground. Roll to the right. Back to center. Roll to the left. Everything's still engaged. Back to center. And then knees into your chest. Straighten everything up. Stretch it out the other way. And then into happy baby. Wherever that feels right for you. I'm going to reach out and grab the sides of my feet. I'm just going to let the gentle weight of my feet, my hands rather, stretch my knees into my armpits. Last breath in. Your right leg goes over to your left for a figure four. Reach through that hole if you can into your shins, or grab behind your thighs or on your foot. Keep your feet really engaged to protect your knee. Roll to the left a little tiny bit and hug that knee into you so you can get a stretch on your outside right. And just hold this for a few moments. Last breath in. Cross your legs over more. for twisted root, or just a supine. Let your right arm fall open and relax into that. Last breath in, and exhale. Roll back up, and your knees to your chest. Straighten everything out. And then your left leg crossed over your right. Keep your feet engaged. Grab onto your shin. Roll to the right just a little tiny bit. And then try to get your knee to your chest. And don't strain your neck here. Just keep that relaxed. Last breath in. Keep your legs crossed over. At least I'm going to. For twisted root on this side. Left arm falls open. And I'm not pulling or stretching. I'm just sort of letting my body weight sort of flatten me against the ground. My eyes are closed by this time. Last breath in. And then knees back up to your chest. Straighten everything up. Your feet down, your hands sort of where they can touch your heels, and push up to a bridge pose. I'm going to join my fingers underneath my back. I'm going to engage everything. Push up, stretch my hips. My butt's engaged. My head is relaxed. I've got some good space between my chin and my chest. And I'm just focusing in on my breath. Last breath in. I go up on my toes. My hands above my head. And then as slow as you possibly can go, bring your spine onto the mat so it flattens right on the mat. And your knees to your chest. Hold them for a few moments. And then your feet go out. Your shoulder blades tuck underneath your back. Your palms facing the ceiling. Your eyes are closed and your breathing is however you want it to be. And see if you can stay here in this corpse's pose. And feel your body, and feel how you feel. And know that you will feel better. Thanks for the first year. I'll see you in the next video. Always talk to your healthcare professional before starting a new regime. If you experience pain, discomfort, or dizziness, slow down or stop. These videos will become easier each day, but if it doesn't feel right today, go slower or move to another video. Listen to your body.